You ready? Okay. Good morning. I'm not going to say good morning. That's okay. Don't worry about starting over. I'll clip that out. Okay. No, it's okay. Hello, I'm TJ Cates, and I'm with Soda County Newsroom, and I have as my guest here in the studio today
Marcus Santi.
And if you know anything about Marcus Santi, he's known around the world. He holds records, and he trains big athletes, and it's really good honor to have you here in town. So thanks for coming in.
Thank you, TJ.
And today we're going to talk about fitness, and he has a 500-acre farm on Center Hill Road. And he does. If you've never known about the fitness out on the farm, there's some incredible things that he's doing, and he can train you just like he trains all these other athletes, and you get them ready. So tell us what you do.
Okay, what do I do? Speed development specialist is really what my forte is, and started back in 1996. And I ran track at the University of Memphis. I was a 400-meter hurdler, and it just branched off. Actually, a gymnastics company called me up and said, "You've come highly recommended from the University of Memphis. Would you come to our camp and teach us about speed technique and speed development?" And at that point in time, high-end training facilities did not exist, and so I showed up and I did all the stuff that I had learned in my pursuit to win collegiate races and become the best that I could possibly become. And then it translated very well. I found out that I was actually really good at coaching and translating this somewhat complicated material and being able to put it into these 8, 9, 10, 11-year-old athletes.
Yeah. And
then it grew word of mouth. And then, of course, it grew into football players. And we were taking 40-yard times. I eventually, the University of Memphis utilized me. I was a speed development coach, and many guys went from 4.9 seconds to 4.6 seconds, or the linemen going from 5.2 seconds to 4.9 and even 4.8, and sent a guy to the NFL Combine. That would be Artis Hicks, and he actually set the NFL Combine positional record for the 40-yard.
Wow.
And so at 6'5", 308 pounds, he ran 4.89 seconds in the 40, and he ended up having a 12-year NFL career and started in the Super Bowl. And it led me to other great athletes,
wow,
such
great.
As D'Angelo Williams, obviously, but Isaac Bruce was my first professional athlete that I ever trained, and that was the summer of '99. And 6 months later, he caught the game-winning touchdown pass in the Super Bowl.
Because he was faster.
Oh, well, he scored. Yeah, he scored the game-winning touchdown pass. Look, Isaac told me when it wasn't one of those that he hired me, like I'm going to come to you and I'm going to hire you. It's like we knew each other from college, and he simply came up. We were in the weight room, lifting weights, and he's like, "What are you up to?" And I was just like, I'm just getting in some workout, a little squat, a little bench. And he was just kind of like, "No, man, what are you doing with yourself?" And I said, "Oh, so it was a real question." And Isaac, if anybody knows him, he's doesn't say much, but means a lot whenever he speaks. And so I told him, I said, I'm teaching people speed development. And he said, "Really?" He said, "Defensive backs are starting to catch me from behind, and I don't like it." I said, "Well, I'm young at this time," and I was like, "I can take a look at you if you want. We can, I'll let you know what I see." And he said, "Yeah." So we met at the track next day, and I took a look at him. I was able to correct his technique, and it changed his speed. And he had a breakout All-Pro year that year. And he had.
How do you look at somebody? Was it like what do you look for when somebody's right? Because DeSoto County is known for all the sports.
Yep.
And all the colleges and the schools and the high schools and junior. And if it's so competitive and everybody wants to go get a college degree, or their parents want them to go get a scholarship. Yeah, scholarship. There's that word I never got. I didn't get one, so it doesn't matter.
But, you got the degree, though.
Yeah. So
I got the scholarship,
But,
I had a good time in college.
Well, I mean, it's really great that you can do that at levels and get them not only play rec ball or competitive, and you can also get them ready for high school. You make them stand out. And if you can do that with professionals, what do you see? What do you look for? Is there like a top 5 things that you look for?
Okay, so I'm going to go a little biblical on y'all here. All right, in 1 Corinthians 13:13, all right, there's a verse. It says, now these three remain, faith, hope, and love, the greatest of which is love. All right, it listed three components, but it also told me what the greatest was of those three components. When you look at a human body, all right, we have our physical, we have the muscle, okay? We have the mental muscle, the mind, and then we have our heart, our why. And so I always really, what you have to do is you have to look at that athlete and you have to figure out what is their why. Why do they want to do this? What motivates them? Okay, so that's your heart. So we got to start with why is it that you want to be here? Why do you want to do this? Because it's going to get hard. And when it starts to get hard, the people that really are in touch with their why are able to push through the pain. All right, now we get into mindset. After, so now we start to establish mindset, which is that you can do anything. You can run through the wall, if you so choose to. If you get, in touch with your why, all right? And now from there, it's easy to build a physical body. So when I look at the physical body, there are certain areas on the body that must be strong. So there's the power zone of the body. That's from mid-thigh to right below your upper abs.
I'm not a runner. I'm just listening to you.
Yeah. Well,
You've seen me try to run.
Before.
We've been to the gym before, and I always go in the basement where the weights are.
Yes.
That's what I love.
Right. Well, that's where you need to go to get stronger. We need to lift weights. And so this is your power zone. So that includes your rear end, your hip flexors, your lower back, lower abdominals. These areas have to be strong if you want to be able to maintain the postures needed to be able to sprint very fast. But even on the football field, basketball court, whatever, you got to have balance. And if you're balanced, if you're strong through your core, the belief, especially ancient martial arts, is that you're strong throughout your whole body, because you're very hard to be able to move, because if you're strong here, then you're strong.
And that's going to
throughout.
help somebody run faster.
Balance is key to be able to translate speed, and then you have to have straight lines.
Yeah.
Okay, when your foot hits the ground, you want to have straight lines because force travels in a straight line.
Well, you taught me things about my shoes. I do cardio. I walk about 100 miles a month. I walk a lot, like a whole lot. But my inside of my arch was hurting. So you looked at my shoes. You said, what kind of shoes you're wearing? I was buying expensive shoes, but they were the wrong shoes.
Right.
And that's one thing that's like, I never thought of that. I thought the more money you spend, the better your shoe. But you said different shoes are made for different things. I never knew that. So there's things that you teach people that I personally don't know. Let's talk about that on the farm. Okay. What are you doing out there? Because that's really interesting. We're going to share some videos here in just a little bit of some things that you do. And I always watch your live videos. If you follow his page, is Marcus Santi on Facebook, and you can see the live videos while you're doing it. Go ahead. Let's talk about some things you're doing on the farm.
Okay, so, I've got these athletes right now. I got, 6 Division I football players that I coached in high school. One of the kids took him from 4.5 seconds to 4.3 seconds. He got a scholarship to an SEC school, and he now transferred out to Oklahoma. And but anyway, and so he's got a lot of speed. All right, but all the guys have a lot of speed. All right, so the farm, with this day and age, with COVID, everything, people lock up the tracks, and it's not, it doesn't. You don't have easy access to like these tracks anymore. So out at the farm, we have plenty of acreage, and I know what I want to see, out of my territory. And I have my weights. It's very, very simple. It's
very rustic. That's what I was going to say. Your weights, like your weight bench. I was out at the farm a couple of weeks ago, and of course it was 25, 30 degrees, and we're in there working inside, and we go outside, and you said, here, spot me on the bench. I'm like, okay. And it's like, is this the same one I had in like 1980? Because it was not a lot different. Plus, it was really cold outside, and you didn't care. You went out there for the purpose, not to be comfortable in a cushy gym, but you went out there for the purpose you had a bench.
So if you could imagine Rocky Balboa facing
that's kind of what I imagined. Yeah, that was great.
That's exactly
Rocky V, I think we're talking about.
And so really, to be honest, I think that gets into the want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And getting back into the, I've learned to really believe in kind of that Mother Nature holistic, approach. And, I just don't need all that fancy stuff.
Yeah.
Because you want to find You want to find people that have that Rocky mentality. And I'll be honest, that's what I'm looking for, is if you got a Rocky mentality, all right, and you're going to lift like wheelbarrows full of stone, flipping tractor tires, you aren't afraid, like when I put 365 pounds on the bar, to get underneath there and what I call grip and rip, all right, that's what we want. Now we're all going to do it, making sure that you're strong enough to be able to do that. I'm not going to put something on somebody that's like, hey man, you need to go lift 400 pounds just because you got to lift 400 pounds. No, it's not like that. You got to be strong enough to be able to do it, and I need it to be able to enhance your athletic performance.
Right.
So, but we're talking about bare bones. We got dogs. We got a pig.
You have horses.
We got horses out there. I race horses. All right. I don't race horses.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I race a horse.
Yeah.
I don't get on the horse and race like another horse. Nah, man. We're going to race a horse.
It's the best. Y'all got to go find Marcus Santi and follow him, and you've got to find out what he's doing. And it's just your personal page on Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah,
and,
Marcus.
And
Santi.
tell them the best way to contact you and your phone number.
Okay, yeah. Okay, well, you can look me up on Facebook. You can instant message me. Also, I have a website, marcussanti.com. It's a trick, man. So there, reach me, really, Facebook Messenger, contact me. Did we put my phone number underneath that?
I'll put it in the body text. I'll go back and do an edit. So right now, if you're watching on television, it's below us, and if you look above us or below us in the body text, you can do a click, and it'll take you directly to him. And we've been friends about 10 or 15 years, and it's always funny. The things we talk about. We have a really good time. 60 meters all day long. We did that in Nashville. We ran a 60 meters marathon. And it really made a difference for me in my life and carried me further, and I learned a lot from it. So I appreciate that.
You made T-shirts.
Now let's talk about your book. We're going to close out, and we've got your book. You've got a movie that you're working on. You're award-winning in so many ways, and let's close out, and we're going to share the trailer at the very end of your book. And no, I'm sorry, of your film, your short film that you entered into the Louisiana Film Festival and the Memphis Film Festival.
Right. Yeah.
What was it called? It was 48-hour film festival. Is that what you?
It was the Memphis Film Prize.
A Memphis Film Prize. There's so many of them. I get them confused. They're all great competitions.
So I made. So me and TJ. So look, along my journeys, I was traveling with a professional tennis player. We were out in Southern California. I train a lot of tennis players as well. So if you're interested in tennis, it's just not for football. But anyway, so that started in this little bug of this acting thing. And so just like anything, I try to be my best. And so that led me into I did some fitness modeling and then acting. And I was able to capture a role on national TV, a co-star role on a show called Queen of the South. And I was a bad guy. And but along the way, I've always written, and ended up writing a book. So that was published in 2015. The book is called Journey of the Sun, S-O-N. And I'll just say these 4 lines and if it touches you, great. And you feel like you need to read this book. It is assured those who hold grievances will suffer guilt. It is assured those who forgive will find peace. It is assured those who hold grievances will forget who they are. It is assured those who forgive will remember who they are. Just keep that in mind if you happen to read the book.
And with the book, where they can find the book?
Actually, it's Barnes & Noble
in
Collierville. There's books there. And then I found out that it's at Target, so you can order online.
Nice.
Yeah, so you can order online. You go Amazon or
Journey of the Sun, S-O-N, and then we've got your links and everything where they can find you and come out there and be trained. Or if you have a young athlete and you have high hopes for them, get them to him. He can make them faster, stronger, better. That's $1 Million Man.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, that's.
That's pretty close. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming in today, Marcus. It's always fun. I knew you'd liven up the studio today, and you did. You definitely did. You have so many talents, and he's right here in DeSoto County, and he can make a difference in people's lives. And you also do public speaking. There's so many things.
Yeah.
We could go on all day. We could talk about me, talk about you, but we're here today to talk about you.
Right. Yeah. If y'all need me to come in, pump up a team, teach the leadership training that I build my teams with, And we have, everywhere that I've ever gone, we've always broken the hurdles record, because I was 400-meter hurdler, but hurdles record, but also usually those sprint relays. We've broken the school records, and then we've also challenged for state championships at the teams that I've been contracted at.
MarcusSanti.com.
Yep.
All right, yeah, this has been TJ Cates. Thank you so much for watching today. Just resay your name.
Oh, Marcus Santi.